Ever feel like you're constantly drained, even after a simple conversation? You walk away from certain people feeling exhausted, mentally foggy, and emotionally spent, wondering how a brief interaction left you feeling so depleted. It's not always physical work that tires us. Sometimes it's the energy we give to those who quietly, or not so quietly, drain our strength. These aren't just difficult people. They're toxic influences who sap your mental and emotional energy. But what if I told you that ancient wisdom can help you protect yourself from these silent energy thieves? Today, we'll dive into 3 powerful Stoic principles that will help you identify and shield yourself from those who drain your energy. If you've ever felt trapped in toxic dynamics, unable to break free or set boundaries, stay with me. You'll want to hear this. And if you find value in protecting your peace, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more insights like these. Now let's explore how the Stoics can teach us to reclaim our energy and rise above toxic relationships. Set clear boundaries without guilt. In Stoic philosophy, a fundamental principle is recognizing what lies within your control and what does not. Toxic people, however, have a knack for blurring these lines, pushing boundaries, and manipulating your sense of responsibility. They may guilt-trip you into giving more time, energy, and emotional investment than you can afford, leaving you drained and questioning whether you're being too harsh for wanting distance. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us that peace of mind is rooted in protecting what is within our control, our own thoughts, actions, and decisions, and not letting external influences, especially toxic ones, dictate our inner state. Setting clear boundaries is one of the most powerful tools to defend yourself against those who drain your energy. But, just as importantly, you must learn to set these boundaries without the burden of guilt. Toxic individuals often push against boundaries, subtly or overtly, because they thrive on the power they hold in bending others to their will. They might not explicitly ask for your time and energy, but will manipulate situations to make you feel obligated to offer it. For example, a toxic friend might constantly complain about their problems, knowing you'll feel compelled to listen and offer emotional support, even when it's at your own expense. Over time, you may feel drained and burdened by their emotional baggage, all while feeling guilty for even considering stepping back. Marcus Aurelius would remind us that this guilt is misplaced. Setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness. Rather, it is an act of self-preservation and wisdom. It's about understanding that your energy is a finite resource, and it should be used wisely for your own well-being. When you establish clear boundaries, you reclaim control over your life. Toxic people often use guilt or manipulation to make you feel as though you owe them something, your time, your attention, your energy. But the Stoics teach that the only thing you owe to anyone is to act according to your own principles. You don't owe anyone endless emotional labor or to be their perpetual support system, especially when it harms your own mental and emotional health. Setting boundaries allows you to draw a line between what you can give freely and what you must protect. Marcus Aurelius believed that we must do what we can with the resources we have, and this includes protecting our peace from those who would drain it. It's also essential to release any guilt that comes with saying no. Toxic individuals often count on your reluctance to set limits because they know guilt is a powerful motivator. But Marcus would argue that guilt only arises when you feel as though you are violating your own moral code. If you know that you are acting in a way that protects your well-being and respects the principles of justice and fairness, guilt has no place. Your responsibility is first to yourself, to maintain a healthy balance between giving and protecting your energy. By setting boundaries, you are not rejecting people, but rather rejecting behavior that compromises your mental and emotional stability. Another key aspect of setting boundaries without guilt is practicing self-reflection, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to examine his actions and thoughts, ensuring that they aligned with his values. You too must reflect on why certain people drain your energy and whether your boundaries, or lack thereof, contribute to that dynamic. Ask yourself if you're allowing toxic behavior because you fear conflict, or because you've been conditioned to believe that setting boundaries is wrong. This self-awareness will strengthen your resolve to protect your energy, knowing that you are acting in line with your higher self, not out of fear or obligation. In the end, setting boundaries is not about building walls around yourself, but about creating a healthy environment where you can thrive, free from the draining effects of toxic people. Marcus Aurelius would urge you to act from a place of inner strength, knowing that by protecting your peace, you are also preserving your ability to contribute meaningfully to the world around you. Boundaries are not barriers to connection. They are the foundation of respectful, balanced relationships. When you set them firmly without guilt, you reclaim your energy, your peace of mind, and your right to live in harmony with yourself. Observe without emotional attachment. One of the most valuable teachings from Stoic philosophy is the ability to observe situations and people without becoming emotionally entangled in them. Toxic individuals often feed on emotional reactions. They provoke frustration, guilt, or anxiety, knowing that once you're emotionally hooked, they can manipulate you further. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoics believed in the importance of keeping emotions in check, especially when faced with challenges. By staying detached and observing the behavior of those around you objectively, you create a protective shield against being drained by toxic people. When you approach interactions with toxic individuals from a place of calm observation, you gain clarity. Instead of reacting to every comment, criticism, or passive-aggressive remark, you begin to see patterns in their behavior. You can recognize how they try to pull you into their emotional storms, whether by playing the victim, constantly seeking attention, or pushing your buttons just to get a rise out of you. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. By learning to observe without immediate emotional attachment, you take away the power toxic people have over your energy. This doesn't mean you should suppress your emotions or avoid feeling altogether. It simply means practicing emotional distance where necessary. You can acknowledge that someone's behavior is toxic without letting it dictate your emotional state. When you approach situations calmly and rationally, you can make decisions that protect your well-being, rather than reacting impulsively and falling into their trap. Toxic individuals often escalate when they see that they can no longer provoke you. Your calm, detached demeanor disarms them, leaving them without the reaction they crave. Over time, this emotional detachment also strengthens your inner resilience. Toxic people no longer have the ability to influence how you feel about yourself or your situation. Marcus Aurelius would remind you that your mind and your emotional state are within your control, no matter what others try to do. By observing without becoming emotionally entangled, you protect your peace and energy, leaving toxic individuals to navigate their own storms without dragging you into them. In this way, you gain power not just over the situation, but over yourself. It's one of the most effective ways to rise above the toxic dynamics that would otherwise drain you. 3. Prioritize your inner peace above all. One of the most important lessons in Stoic philosophy is that inner peace is your most valuable possession, and nothing, especially the toxic influence of others, should be allowed to disrupt it. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers constantly reflected on the importance of guarding one's mind against external chaos. Toxic people thrive on creating disruption, turmoil, and emotional upheaval. They introduce drama into your life, not just to unsettle you, but to shift your focus from what truly matters, your inner tranquility and self-mastery. By prioritizing your inner peace above all, you not only protect yourself from their draining influence, but also maintain the clarity and strength needed to navigate life with purpose. To achieve this, it's essential to recognize that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every person deserves access to your energy. Toxic individuals often lure you into unnecessary conflicts, drawing you into their cycles of negativity. They might criticize, provoke, or play mind games, hoping to elicit an emotional reaction from you. When you engage with them on their terms, you give them power over your emotional state. The Stoics believed that the only true power anyone has is over their own mind. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that we cannot control what others do, but we can always control how we respond. By refusing to engage in their drama and choosing instead to protect your inner peace, you regain control of your life and energy. Prioritizing your inner peace doesn't mean avoiding conflict or difficult conversations altogether. Instead, it means choosing your battles wisely and only engaging when it's necessary or aligned with your values. Toxic individuals will often create conflict out of nothing, seeking to drag you into their emotional turmoil. But Marcus Aurelius would remind you that peace is found not in the avoidance of conflict, but in the strength to rise above petty disagreements and unnecessary drama. When you feel your energy being drained, ask yourself, is this conflict worth my peace? Is this person worth the time and emotional investment? More often than not, you'll find that the answer is no. Moreover, protecting your inner peace requires that you learn to let go of things outside of your control. Toxic people often create stress by making you feel responsible for their happiness, success, or emotional state. They might blame you for their problems or make you feel guilty for not giving enough of yourself. The Stoic approach to this is simple. You are not responsible for the emotional well-being of others. You can offer support, but it's not your job to fix their problems, especially when they drain your energy and disrupt your peace. Marcus Aurelius would remind you that peace comes from within, and no external force, no matter how persistent, can disturb it unless you allow it. Another key aspect of prioritizing your inner peace is practicing self-care and mindfulness. Toxic people often consume so much of your energy that you forget to take care of yourself. The Stoics advocated for daily reflection and self-awareness as tools to maintain inner peace. Take time each day to check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Have you allowed someone to drain your energy today? Are you prioritizing your own well-being, or are you being pulled into someone else's chaos? This practice helps you stay grounded and reinforces your commitment to protecting your peace. Ultimately, prioritizing your inner peace means recognizing that your mental and emotional well-being are your greatest assets. Toxic people will continue to exist, and they will continue to try to disrupt your life. But they only succeed if you allow them access to your mind and emotions. Marcus Aurelius believed that true strength lies in maintaining a calm, focused mind amidst the chaos of the world. By making inner peace your top priority, you not only shield yourself from toxic influences, but also cultivate the resilience and strength needed to thrive in any situation. As we come to the end of this journey, let's circle back to the beginning. Remember when we asked, are others draining your energy? Now perhaps you stand stronger, aware of those subtle yet toxic influences. You're not at the mercy of others' emotional demands anymore. Instead, you're on the verge of reclaiming your peace, your focus, and your power. What you once saw as draining, you now see as a call to set boundaries and prioritize yourself. Now the power to change your situation is entirely in your hands. What will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue letting others chip away at your energy? Or will you take that first step, however small, toward protecting your mental and emotional space? Don't just close this video and walk away. Make a commitment today to apply these Stoic principles and reclaim your peace. Before you go, here's something to reflect on. What are you allowing into your life that disrupts your peace, and what are you willing to do to change it? You've seen the tools. You've understood the strategies. But now, the real question is, are you brave enough to take control of your energy? Mastery of the mind and of your space is the ultimate freedom. Just like a sculptor chisels away at stone to reveal a masterpiece, you now hold the tools to shape your own life. What kind of masterpiece will you create? Imagine a future where you're surrounded only by relationships that respect your boundaries, where your energy is invested in people and activities that nourish you. That future is within your reach, but it begins with the decisions you make today. What kind of future will you create with the power of your mind? Though this video may be ending, your journey of self-mastery is only beginning. Keep questioning, keep exploring, keep growing. The path to true peace and resilience stretches far beyond this moment. Walk it with courage and conviction. And before you move on, take a moment to reflect. How will you protect your energy moving forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights could inspire someone else to take control of their own journey. If these lessons resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more wisdom to fuel your path forward. Here's the final question to leave you with. What's the first step you'll take to reclaim your peace today?